Hi guys, this is Christina or Critter Kid 12 on Ravelry. Just thought I'd come and show you guys what I've been working on since my last video. And she wanted size 6.5 in the green, size 9 in the blue, and then like a chocolate brown and a size 11. So these are the size. This is one. I haven't made the second one yet. This is the size 9. I don't know if you can hear my daughter talking to the Xbox in the other room, but I apologize. But I didn't know who they were for. I was just kind of guessing around. And the 6.5, I was like, I can't think of any family member that I know of that has that small of a foot, because we all have pretty large feet. And when she picked up my daughter today, because my daughter didn't have school today, and I gave her the green ones, and she said that the green ones were for a little old lady that she knows. So I thought that was cool. So she's gonna wrap them up, and I think she's gonna give them to her for a Christmas present. So that's the blue one. There'll be another blue one, and then I'll make another video for the chocolate ones when I get them done. But a rubber sole. But this time of year, with it being winter, it's hard. They're hard to find. I guess there's like a spray adhesive, like that you'd use for like a bathtub, or I don't know, some rubber stuff that you can spray on it or paint on it, and that will help it not slip. But I wanted rubber soles so that if whoever they're for, I don't know, wanted to wear them, like say to the mailbox to check their mail or go outside with them, that they could. So this year, the ones that I make that my mom's using for gifts, I guess, won't have soles, so they'll just have to wear them in the house. And they're double-stranded, so they're really nice and cozy warm. And then I've been working on hats, because I'm addicted to hats, and I make hats when I'm bored. And you guys saw my turkey hat in the last video, or at least the starting of it. I made another video of the whole thing, but I'm not sure if it loaded or not. I don't know. I've been really busy. So I've been working on some hats, and just because out of boredom, and I've just been looking at videos and randomly making hats. So I need a black one with an orange brim that's outlined in black, and that's OVW's striped beanie with a brim pattern on YouTube. And then here's the blue one, same tutorial. And then I was in the holiday mood, and so I made this one. It's just your basic half double crochet. And all of my hats that I make there's a church that my daughter used to go to that collects hats, or collects collects things for the community, people in need, that kind of thing. Here's a hat I just made. It's got back post half double crochets, I think, and then I just added a little bit of color in there. It's just your basic beanie otherwise. And then another holiday colored beanie. And then I felt I'm really not a pink person, and I just see random colors in things that I either on the internet or just pictures I see or people in the community, and I'm like, those colors would look good on a hat. So there's this bright colored one. dog hair on everything. And then this black one with, I don't know whether this is black light yarn or not, but I think it's a single crochet, maybe half double crochet, but it's more of a like a beret style, and I didn't really use a pattern, I just started hooking. Okay, and then I think I shown you guys my Bob Wilson cowl that I made. I'm not really a cowl person, and don't really like things around my neck, but and I'm not exactly sure how to wear it, but I don't know whether I didn't make it long enough, or I don't know. So I put that in my, it's all in a bag to go to the church charity. So that's that. Put all these back in my bag, and I drop them off periodically to the church. And I guess this year for Christmas, their main focus is kids that are in foster care. And so she messaged me on Facebook the other day and said that she actually got to gift some of my hats. So I thought that was cool. And then I've been working on my knitting, trying to. And if you're friends with me on Facebook, you might have seen these already, or on Google+. I think I'm Critter Kid 12 on Google+, and Critter Kid on Ravelry. And then I'm my name on Facebook. Anyways, so I did my first provisional scrap yarn knitted cast on yesterday or sometime yesterday, I don't know. And I want to make fingerless mitts for my dad, because he's been asking for a while. And so I figured I would do a test pair for myself. And I found some really nice variegated yarn. And I started a provisional cast on with scrap yarn. And then I did a 3 needle bind off, which was way weird. But I did it. Looks kind of funny, but I'm learning. And then I got to the thumb gusset, and it wasn't turning out right. And it wasn't turning out right. So I got frustrated, and I like things to work, and it wasn't working. And I wanted to get it done, and it wasn't working. So I'm a crocheter, so I crocheted the bottom of it. But I think it turned out okay. This part is knit, and then I did a 3 needle bind off, which I think turned out pretty okay. And then I crocheted the thumb gusset, and it works pretty good. And I made the finger part a little long. This is I only have the one glove. And I didn't make this too long because I'm a watch wearer, at least on this arm. Because being a bus driver, you need to wear a watch to know the second hand for certain pre-trip inspections, brakes and stuff like that. You have to know how much air is lost within a certain time, or not lost, or whatever. So you have to watch the second hand on your watch. So I made them short so that they're not. It doesn't affect my watch. And since I crocheted it, I was able to not use a pattern and just wing it, as I say. And and able to make it snug and have a perfect fit. And then I made the finger part longer than the tutorial on YouTube was, because I like them long. So, you know, if my hands get cold, you know, only the tips of my fingers get cold. And then if I need to use my hands to like grab stuff, then I can just fold it down, and then I can use my, you know, use more of my fingers. So that was cool. So I will keep you updated on the second glove. But since I want them to be the same, this part will be knit and this part will be crocheted. So there probably will be a second. Okay. Slight interruption. But I'll probably have to test knit another one, because I want it all to be knit on my dad's. And then I'll have 2 pair. But yeah, that's that. And then Margaret Olander on YouTube. I think everybody knows Margaret if they, I don't know. If you don't, check her out. Was doing a, she had her mother-in-law, I think it was, made a pot holder. And Margaret had one and had made one, or found a tutorial or something, and she made one, and she wanted to, yeah, she made a couple of them, and they looked a little bit different than the one that her mother-in-law made. So she looked up a tutorial, and she couldn't find one that was exactly the way that she had done it. So she went and made a tutorial. And I think she just recently posted it either today or yesterday. Or it'll probably be yesterday, since it's going to take a while to upload this video. And so my mother-in-law had made a pot holder and had given it to my husband and I don't remember when. And so we had a couple of pot holders, and there's only 2 in the house because people set stuff down and nobody can ever find them when they need them. And so I decided to make some more pot holders, because I was looking at one of the ones my mother-in-law had made, because we didn't know whether she'd made it or whether we got it at the secondhand store or what. So I was looking at it and then watching Margaret's video of the ones that she had made, and kind of, you know, what her mother-in-law's one had looked like. And then I looked at ours, and I was like, that's the same pot holder. That pattern must be like, you know, everybody can find it or knows how to use it, or it's just something that's passed through, you know, kind of like the granny square, just something that's been around forever. Because it looked, I mean, other than the yarn that had been used, that was the pot holder. And so I watched, pardon for the dog noise if you can hear it. Sneeze. When we got the new kitten, he brought fleas with him, and I needed to go to the vet and get more flea stuff. It's eating them up. And I didn't get to the vet today in time, and they were closed, so I'll go tomorrow. But anyways, sorry about that tangent about fleas. That's making me itch. I have a large stash of cotton yarn, and my goal is to crochet pot holders to just give away. This whole tote bag is full of cotton yarn. And so I started one of the double-sided pot holders. And what it is you crochet like a pouch kind of thing. and then you fold it in on itself. This one's not big enough yet. Until the sides meet. So I'll obviously have to make this a lot bigger. But eventually you crochet and crochet until here and here meets. And it is so easy. And it's just single crochet. And I have a lot of cotton yarn. Because when I was, well, I still am, doing Bob Wilson's yarn ban, I went through my yarn stash, and sorted everything by color and yarn type. And I used up a lot of yarn. I didn't think I had that much yarn. And I didn't think that I'd been really crocheting a lot to use up a lot of yarn, because I have a really large stash. I mean, like this queen size bed back here, it was about 2 feet thick in yarn. I mean, it covered the whole surface of the bed. And that much yarn. And then I think I had like 4 tote bags of yarn. And then, yeah, I have a lot of yarn. I could probably go for a long time and not have to buy any yarn. But you know how we all are. You see it. You see the pretty colors and you're like, Yarn, come home with me. You make me feel better. Nobody understands. Yeah. Pathetic. But we do it. Because we love the pretty colors. And it's so soft. And it makes us happy. And some of us, unselfish people, some of us are more selfish than others, just give it away. I know, isn't that crazy? You know, everybody tells me, you should be selling this stuff. But nobody wants to pay. You know, they just want to pay, you know, what the end product is. They don't think of the process and the time that went into it. They just see, oh, well, I could get that at Walmart, or, you know, I could get that somewhere else for a whole lot cheaper. And I say, you know what? Go ahead. Because it's going to fall apart. Because if you hand make it, or if somebody, you know, makes it by hand, they've taken the extra time and made it durable, and it's gonna last for a really long time. It's not something made from China or Taiwan or wherever, from some person that, you know, probably lives in a pasteboard box, and, you know, or by some machine. But sorry for that tangent, but I've done craft fairs and had booths and Christmas fairs and stuff like that, and I used to make acrylic. I used to take acrylic dolls. Like I would special order the vinyl dolls. I don't know why I said acrylic. Vinyl dolls, and I would paint them, and then felt their hair with mohair to where they looked and felt real. And then I would make, or I would have somebody make the doll clothes. Excuse me. And, you know, I'd weight them and paint them to where they looked and felt real. I mean, I made one for my mom once, and she had it in the car seat, and she went into the store and left the doll in the car seat, like, you know, harnessed in. And when she came out, there was a cop and a lady standing by the car, and he goes up to my mom and he's like, "Would you like to explain to me why you left your child in the car?" And she's like, "It's not real." And she opens the car door, unfastens the doll and holds it up by its foot and tells the guy it's not real. And so then she hands it to him, and then he realizes that it's a doll, because from a distance it looks real. I mean, one of them, you could push on its chest, or if you held it a certain way, it would make like cooing noises, or you know, like sounds, you know, like it was breathing or whatever. It was that freaky real. And so from then on, she didn't take the doll, and you know, and if she did, she like threw a blanket over it or something like that. But nobody wants to pay, you know. I would special order the vinyl from like Europe or somewhere, you know. It was like a doll designer, you know, specific, and just that part cost me a lot of money before I did, you know, the paint to it, and you know, it's heat set paint, so it's not going to wash off, and you know, felted with a felting needle the head, so it actually felts, and glued the inside so the hair wouldn't pull out. And you know, these are like heirloom dolls, and you know, that you set in a cupboard and you don't play with. They're not kids' toys. But nobody wanted, I mean, I put like, oh gosh, just in cost alone, like $150 per doll into these, you know, into these dolls. And, you know, I wasn't really making any money out of them for the price that I was asking. And people were wanting them like for $45. And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to just give it away, you know, because I've put a lot of money into it. But with my yarn, you know, I can buy, you know, a skein of yarn for like $2 and some change, and, you know, not think about just giving stuff away. But if somebody asks me to make them something, then yeah, I'm going to have them pay me, you know, because if I'm going to give something away, it's going to be something that I made, and that, you know, I did because I wanted to do it, and then I could choose if I wanted to keep it or give it away. But if somebody asks me to make them something, then yeah, they're going to pay. You know, I know that sounds selfish, but my time and you know, my day and my skill, to me, if you ask me to make it for you, you're gonna pay for it. You know, they'll pay for me, and I know that's probably really cheap. It's the cost of the yarn times 3 or 4. So, like the socks that I made, or the slippers that I made for my mom, you know, yeah, I knew they were for my mom, but I was assuming that she was giving them away. They were like gifts. And since I've been out of work for a while, she understands. And so I'm like, okay, well, it's gonna cost you at least a skein of yarn per pair of slippers. And the bigger ones is probably gonna be more. So I charged her $12 for a pair of slippers, because you can't go to a store and get a good pair of slippers for $12. You just can't. I mean, maybe if you went secondhand. But, you know, that's cheap. And the owl blanket that I made, you know, she asked me to make it. She's like, messaged me on Facebook, and she's like, you know, my daughter's having a baby. Can you, you know, make me a blanket? And just, you know, gave me some random ideas. And then I found the pattern and the idea, and I went with it. So, you know, that blanket took me a while to make, and I charged her $45 because, you know, it took me a long time to make, and it used up a lot of yarn. And, you know, my love and heart went into it. You know, it was my, yes, I followed a pattern for some things, but it was my, oh gosh, I don't know, my blank palette, and I went with it, and I thought it turned out really cute. So, So I plan to make excuse me, pot holders until that cotton yarn's gone. So that's my goal for next year, for 2015, is to use up all my cotton yarn and make pot holders, because everybody needs a pot holder, and I'm not using it. So I would rather see somebody use it, and yeah, I'm just gonna give it away. Because I feel that if I make something and give it to somebody, then I know that I'm giving a part of me to them. And you know, I believe, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but I believe that people that knit and crochet and that do crafts, that's God's gift to them. And to me, my gift, when I give it to somebody else, my craft, when I give it to somebody else, I'm giving God's gift to them. And whether they are believers or not believers or whatever, you know, it's like I'm able to bring a smile to their face, or, you know, brighten their day, or, you know, like the turkey hat. You know, I have an idea of the pattern in my head. I didn't really use a pattern. I just kind of made the shape and went with it. So I probably could replicate it in my head. I mean, I have pictures, I've taken pictures of it, and I could probably make it again. So that hat will probably go in my bag for the community. And yeah. So hope everybody has a good weekend, because today is Friday. For us, there's only 5 more school days until holiday or winter break, Christmas vacation. And so the little kids are kind of wound up on the bus. Yeah. So if you have a bus driver, appreciate them, because little kids, when they know the vacation's coming soon, they get wound up on the bus. Yeah. And yeah. So everybody have a good rest of the weekend, and see you next time. May God bless you.